So this leaves me to our last scene. Apologies for running a bit late, but the answers were so interesting. Really push it. So we've got some questions from YouTube. James Birchall has posted two. Firstly, thank you to each of the speakers. It has been a pleasure. I have two questions. The first one is, how can a non-tech savvy person try this today? So it's probably to the 3D designers amongst you. I don't know, Damara, Aubrey, or Kostas?
I was going to say YouTube University. I think you can find everything online now, which makes it so accessible.
Amazing.
And I love it. Like, as great as university was, I could have just sat home and done everything on YouTube. But no, I'm kidding. But I think starting with programs, I started with Blender, which is this 3D program that now has fantastic fabric simulations built into it. And just going through and trying to understand how to recreate your physical process, take your designers in your company and have them recreate their physical process within the virtual one. And there's other softwares like Clo3D and Browseware where it's more intuitive for people who are coming from fashion. But if it's just to start getting into something quickly without investing too much, a lot of really great free open source options available.
Based on what Aubrey says as well.
Everybody's talking one at a time. Take a cue. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that what excites me very much by working in this realm and in this space is that there is an online virtual, let's say, metaverse that is created in which like people can share content and basically access content as well. So in that sense, for example, there is an extreme number of different assets that are available for people to experiment with for free. So for example, developers also produce and provide code for free. So I think that the most important thing is to have an initial idea of what you want to create and visualize. And then there's an amazing list of tutorials and resources online that you can access and basically make that a reality. So most of the things that I've learned through YouTube tutorials, and I think that's a very big benefit of that space and being within that space. The fact that the content is shared and there's this collective, let's say, mentality that is formulated, which is really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Blender on YouTube as well. Yes, Damara?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm back. So definitely the University of YouTube taught me a big part of what I know, but I would say that definitely join a 3D design collective where you will find people that can support you 24/7 and in different areas of 3D design. For example, one of my first steps was joining the Digital Collective with over 100 3D fashion designers from across the globe on this WhatsApp group where when I'm working on my computer at 3 a.m. in the morning and the software does something that is not meant to do, I can just drop a message and instantly get a reply. Or also the Immersive Kind is a great technologist collective as well, of which Scarlett is also part of. And they also support us in different ways in relation to skills and also in relation to intention. I think that when it comes to 3D design, there are so many different tools that the most important thing is understanding your intention. What is it that you want to represent and which tools would you use for that? For example, I never used Clo3D, although I love the way that the fabrics go and are rendered. I explore other softwares. For example, there is this really simple iOS app where you print a keyboard mat and you put any 3D object and then you scan it. So now I can take any real life 3D object and import it into my 3D design. Or for example, I work a lot with Google Tilt Brush, there is a different tool, more used to create immersive VR experiences, but also allows to experience in this linear between painting and sculpture. So it all has to do with what you want to create, what you want to communicate, and finding a community that will help you with the tools to achieve that.
And where and how it's being posted and what form it's going to take.
Oh, great. Thank you. That's really insightful. We've got a few more questions from Ana Luisa Sampiayo. Hi, everyone. I've got one question. Why aren't more brands converting to digital collections? New generations are eager to try something new and to share it on social media. Maybe we covered this a bit, but maybe somebody wants to say something about that?
I think I can talk to it, and I'm sure others might want to add as well that there is a real appetite, and whenever you brands and have conversations, everybody's very excited, and you get to speak to the most important people within the brands, but there's still a reluctance because nobody wants to be first. So I think slowly but surely we're starting to have these kind of landmark milestone cases, and back to maybe what was mentioned earlier, is as soon as it is proven as a and it's a kind of shame, it's kind of down to money in some ways, but as soon as it is proven to be a revenue stream that and not just PR, and doesn't just attract you a new audience, although I think those are both also very significant, there's going to be a massive domino effect, and it's going to be really fast, and everyone in the room will be even more in demand than they already are.
Yeah, true. I mean, she also mentioned that she talks a lot to people about digital fashion. A lot of them still don't understand the concept. So maybe it's also a question of making it more accessible, maybe, to people who might not be native to
the terminology still, like there was an article a couple of weeks ago in The Economist that talked about digital fashion, but it wasn't really about digital fashion at all. It was about live streamed catwalk shows. So there's definitely, we need to collectively create a dictionary for digital fashion, perhaps.
Absolutely. Let's do that. You heard it here first. So
can I just add something on that? Sorry.
Sure.
I was just going to, there's a huge rise of these cross-platform games now where you can pick up the same game on multiple devices. And so a lot of people will feel more comfortable purchasing a skin or something for their character because they know it will last longer, or they can play it on, they've got more options of using it. And so maybe it's that fashion needs a sort of digital unanimous platform that people can join together and use this thing that they've bought. And maybe that just isn't here yet, or maybe that's in the works. I just don't know. But kind of where I see the lapses, where is this product going to be utilized all the time?
Okay, fantastic. I think we're about to wrap it up. Do we have time for one more question? Yes. Do we have time? Yeah. What's the consensus?
As you wish, guys. I think the stream will go on for a little bit more. If you guys are not getting sick of the screen,
promised.
Shall we do one last one?
Yeah,
go for it.
Another one for virtual. Traditionally, we have designers that specialize in dresses, hats, shoes, and accessories. Or do you think we will live in a world where a digital fashion artist naturally will do it all? Back to the designers.
I would like to add to that. Just seeing from experience of having come from the film and visual effects industry and 3D industry, what 3D has done, it's really combined a lot of craftsmanship together, where a traditional 3D designer potentially could be an architect, could be a product designer, can basically design anything that's in 3D. However, it doesn't mean that they're a great designer. It just means that they can do that, and there's a lot of information online that will allow for that learning. And what Clo 3D, Marvelous Design, or Browseware, all of these software have allowed, it has allowed people who are not traditionally fashion designers but are 3D designers can become fashion designers right now. So what we're starting to see, especially from brand side, there's two different skill sets that typically come together when working in Clo 3D. It's a pattern maker, a designer, potentially. And if you think where fashion or also started out as, it used to be a skill set that one person would basically create that garment from beginning to end. Then that just became like specialized departments all of a sudden that don't talk to each other anymore. I think what 3D is going to do will unite these departments again, where one 3D designer will understand patterns, will understand design, will understand materials, will understand all the complexities that goes into creating the garment, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be specialized in it. They're going to be a 3D fashion generalist, and then you will have 3D fashion specialists coming up as the industry matures. Because this is what you've seen with visual effects departments. Like a visual effects house will have somebody for materials, somebody for elements, somebody for fire effects, another person for water effects, compositor, lighter, renderer. You know, it's just like if you look at a movie and you look at the visual effects people involved in the movie, it's the thousands, right? So it's a true specialist skill set, and I believe the same thing will happen in fashion.
On mute, great. So it's like a cross-fertilization as well, isn't it? About
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I think we've got about 400 different questions now, but I think we're going to draw this to a close, and because otherwise we're going to be here until Christmas. A big thank you to our panelists, Costas, Kerry, Juliane, Karina, Aubrey, Damara, and to everybody else at home. And to co-chairs Scarlett and Owen for sharing their invaluable expert insights. Maria and Ricebox Studios
and
for
Kristina.
setting up and facilitating an amazing stream on YouTube.
Thank you to Kristina.
Hang on, I'm not done. Ben for the intro music, and Gabe, who was here earlier, and the whole team from Frame VR for pushing the of WebXR and making events like this possible. Chris and the DMC for believing in furthering technologies in education and beyond, and generally all for being here tonight. For those interested to visit the Frame, for you at home, we'll leave it open and we will share the URL in the YouTube channel after tonight. But for now, until next time, have a great end of the year and see you all very soon. And also, informal meetings will carry on after today because we think this has a huge potential. So a bit less structured than tonight, but you can just come in, check it out, maybe meet someone and chat about all digital fashion. So please sign up to the newsletter if you are interested, and we'll send you some info. So I think we should take a group picture. How about that?
Definitely.
Hey, let's do it.
Yes? Good.
Great photo.
Where are we going? Where are we going? Right.
Sorry, Chris. Are you feeling the heat, Chris?
I think, Juliane is not in the picture. Juliane, quickly. Come on.
Juliane, come on.
Come on. You're missing the picture. Quickly. There you go. Another one.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
Hey,
Yay.
Cheese.
Good. Okay.
Great.
Right.
Good job, guys.
Well done. Right. So I think we can stop the stream now.
Oh, we were streaming
get
now.
to hear.
No, we weren't
No,
streaming.
we're not. Okay.
No, I told Maria to stop.
Okay.